Hi friends, how y'all doing? Welcome to Bongo. I'm I don't want to just jump into it. I need to showcase Bongo for a second. So this is Bongo. Bongo is I know I've said this today, in fact, but it's one of the best arcade games ever made. It's not actually, but it's kind of like a thing that everyone kind of loves. Um, it's a bit of a meme. Uh, and I'm very happy to showcase both this and also the TAS run, which I made a TAS and I'll be showcasing it later. Um, I have not practiced this game. Uh, I, I last played it a while ago, and I have not had time to practice it. It's the easiest of my three games, but whew boy, we'll see. I just wanted to show this. Beware! You're being chased by a dinosaur! Alright, let's get ready. So, welcome to Bongo. It is a early platformer, I believe 82. Same year as Locomotive. It might be 83, actually. Bongo's a good guy. He has wobbly, wobbly knees. He also moves slightly faster while in the air. I'll be talking about a lot of the actual speed tech and, like, score tech during the TAS. Right now, I just kind of want to focus. Is this related to Congo Bongo at all? It is not. Not in any kind of way. You have a few extra lives. You get one life, one extra life, and that's it. Okay, I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious. Speed. What is speed to a bongo? I'm just nervous of dying, to be honest, and messing up the run. I just want to complete the run. Get that hot 1cc in Bongo. Alright, so when you collect 6 treasures, they combine to give you a bonus, and you skip to the next level. That comes in handy for the speedrun, because there's some levels that are just flat out slow, because you do, like, loops all through the area. There is a definitive end to this. This game has loops. We're trying to escape. Oh no! Trying to escape the dinosaur. This room is a little tricky because it's kind of easy to slam your head. Okay, that's good. Alright, this room is very difficult because you have to be. Oh no! You have to be right on the edge. I might not be able to finish Bongo today. Okay. Usually we skip this level, but not today. I'm gonna go do the Chubo jump there. That's our nickname for that. And this one you can just hold right. That's nice. But you have to jump right at the end. I'm going to go ahead and skip this entire level. Heck that level. That's basically the earlier level, but with fire. Oh no! Okay, we're so close to the end. We're so close to the end, friends. Okay. Here's the final one. So we have to wait and hit the we have to hit the cage when the dino is under it. There we go. Time. You always have to do the bongo dance when you complete a loop. It is illegal not to do the bongo dance when you complete a loop. Okay, so that's Bongo. Let's go ahead and showcase the TAS for you for a second. That was a nice, solid 1cc. Where is my TAS? There it is. Okay, so it's going to be a little tiny for a second. Oh, not that. Oh no, anything but that. No, shut up. Okay, and I have to make it big. This is an older version of MAME. It just does that, unfortunately. Just gonna go ahead and... Ooh, that's louder. Okay, that's perfect. Oh wait, I'm going to have to do this anyway. Again. Why is this so loud? Okay, so let's get ready to load the TAS, and I can go into much more detail about the history of the game, and the speedrun strats and the TAS strats. So let's go ahead and load in that. Alright, let's go. So this is my TAS. I made this a few months ago now. So, I wasn't really able to explain this, but Bongo is a really obscure platformer, arcade platformer. Unfortunately, it was lost to time for a while, but we found a cart. Well, it's not a cart. We found a PCB. I'm doing a trick there. I'll explain it later. Basically, Bongo is a Galaxian conversion, and we knew it existed because we had like pictures and stuff, and people remembered it. But it wasn't a very like wide release. It wasn't popular by any means. However, it did get a bunch of home conversions on microcomputers. So there's that. Thankfully, it got found and dumped here online, and we get to play it today in all its bongo-y glory. I skipped that one, by the way, because the way that the levels line up is each of these treasures is worth a certain amount of points. So, for example, in this one, if I had gotten that treasure earlier, I wouldn't be able to get either that ring or that vase. And they're worth 600 and 1,000 respectively. And the other one was worth only 400. So when I'm trying to get all the points, that's what I'm trying to do. And that's what I'm doing right here. This is a score task that I made to determine what the absolute highest score you can get in Bongo is. We jump off the side there, because the further right you go, the more points you get. Well, you can actually go off the edge of the screen in that specific screen. We're skipping that treasure again, so that we can get this vase here. Boop. So that's one of the tricks of the score run, is you can jump off the edge of the screen to get just a little bit more points. You actually get a lot of points from going right. There are a few other big tricks we'll be seeing here, but that's one of the big ones to begin with. Bongo has become a bit of a meme. I said it earlier, some people, I think, took offense to that, but it is true. Bongo is very well loved by everyone, just for how silly it is, and it is genuinely a very fun game. My story with Bongo is something very interesting. I picked up this game kind of just out of nowhere. Like, I had never heard of it. I never watched like Chubo or anyone else who plays this a lot. Instead, I was just playing some MAME arcade stuff, my usual fare of Anteater, and Tempest and whatnot. And someone was like, I think it was Scuddy. Scuddy was like, hey, Liz, you should try Bongo. I was like, well, what's Bongo? And they're like, well, just try it. So I played it, and it was okay. I didn't fall in love with it. I played it, you know, a good amount. And I was like, okay, this looks silly. And they're like, well, there's a speedrun of it. I'm like, okay. So I decided to do a speedrun of it, and I got, like, 3rd place. And I was like, I think that that's good enough for me. So I put Bongo to the side. Next time I streamed, I did nothing but play Bongo for, like, 4 hours. And I got to 2nd place, very close behind world record, which is Nate. Our own Bald Nate has the world record in this game. He grinded it down real far to a nice sub 3 minute time. I'm like 3:01 or something like that. So I kind of, out of nowhere, fell in love with this game. There's just something about it. Just the silliness, the music, the gameplay. It's just all combines together for a very, very fun package. But there was something else that just made me absolutely fall in love with this game. I've always been extremely fascinated in, kill screens. So, I've always been extremely fascinated in them, and, like, why they happen and how they happen. And so I, specifically asked around, hey, what's the kill screen in Bongo? And they're like, okay, well, like, I think we think someone got to it. It's the first down screen in, Loop 6. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. Why is that? And they're like, well, it's because you move slower, as you fall down. Also, you move slower, on those down screens just in general. For some reason, on the down screens, as you can see on Loop 2 and beyond, Bongo basically moves almost at double the speed. But on the down screens, he's still a little bit slower. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. So one day, while just playing a bunch of Bongo, I was like, I'm just going to do that. So I used an infinite lives code, got to the kill screen, which was 6-7, and I couldn't get past it. I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. But then, and there's a clip of me doing this, like, I'm like, okay, well, this is impossible. And then my eyes narrow, and I'm like, wait a second. I noticed that when you jump, you move just ever slightly faster. So I kept trying at it for a good 15 to 20 minutes, and I finally got past that kill screen of 6-7 and made it through. So then I knew that the rest of Loop 6 would have to be possible, because if 6-7 is possible, there's no other issues. There was one issue. There's one room that is frame perfect. It is the second to last room, the one before the cage, simply because of the placement of the spears. I managed to do that using an infinite lives code, and made it to the new final kill screen, which is, unfortunately, the cage on level 6. Because as you can see, the cages, each of the cages, you have to wait for the dinosaur to get below you, and then you have to jump into the cage and have the cage fall on top of the dinosaur. But we can't get to the cage fast enough in order to get that. So, I spent literally like 7 hours, and I'm not even fucking exaggerating, like 7 straight hours on that one room. Infinite lives, save states, like tassing it frame perfect. I made a task going directly to that, and then just tried to task it over and over again to just try to get there faster and faster, and it was just barely not enough every single time. So I put up a video tweeted out that I found a new kill screen in Bongo, and put it to rest and said, if anyone else has anything, you can let me know. But then I found a new trick. You can jump over the dinosaur. Thank you, TAS, for doing this a little bit early. You can jump over the dinosaur in Bongo. No one knew about this, and the story of how I discovered this is very interesting, because I was having one of my usual bouts of extreme insomnia, and had a pretty high fever, and was just lying awake in bed trying desperately to fall asleep, and I had a fucking fever dream. I had a fever dream of playing Bongo and jumping over the dinosaur. And I said, huh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's possible. So then the following day, I decided to try it, and it turns out, yes, you can jump over the dinosaur. It's not like, it's precise, but it's not too precise. You can definitely do it in real time. So you're chasing dinosaur. It makes a lot of these actually possible, because we can't get all the treasures or like get to the end fast enough in some of the later loops without jumping over the dinosaur. So because of this new trick, there is a clip of me screaming out in triumph. It is so loud. I was so excited at finding the end to loop 6. So we're going to be jumping over the dinosaur quite a lot in order to give us enough time to do our jumps to the right and getting all the treasures we need. And when the dinosaur gets to the end, this happens. It loops kind of through random areas and breaks the game. And if those chunks of dinosaur touch you, they kill you. You can also find out the true lore of Bongo, which is when that happens, bits of him become Bongo, so the dinosaur was Bongo all along. Bongo was chasing himself. Alright, so using that, I discovered a new kill screen. The new kill screen is 7-6. Unfortunately, I have not been able to find... Actually, excuse me, it's 7-7. I have not been able to find any skips for 7-7. And trust me, I tried a lot. Basically, the way it works is you can jump over the dinosaur, but only if you're on a higher plane than the dinosaur. I've tried so many times to see if there's a way to jump over him when you're on the same plane. I can't find it. So until someone discovers a way to jump over the dinosaur from the same level, I tried like every frame possible. You can't get through 7-6 without using a treasure, because there's no, the only time when you're above the dinosaur is at near the very end of the level. Is near the very end of that screen. So you can't do that, and then the down, finally the down screen just becomes too much for poor Bongo, and you cannot get through the down screens without skipping them. Thus making 7-7. You have to skip 7-6, and then 7-7 is the kill screen. And you cannot get past it until some other trick has been discovered. Thanks to my research compounded in a Twitter document, I have been awarded a doctorate in Bongoology. I have, no joke, been given research grants, which is in the form of bits and donations on Twitch, for my for my continued assistance in the field of Bongoology. And I've enjoyed it so much. It's been so much fun glitch hunting and score hunting this game. I love it to death. No, Bongo, you are the dinosaurs. Unfortunately, this task was actually rejected, funny enough, from TAS videos, because I focused entirely on score. I did not focus on speed, and I did not focus on speed quite enough for them. So they said it didn't belong. So this TAS is not official TAS. It is a unsanctioned TAS. Gotta jump over the dinosaur again in order to get all those points. So I don't know, like, what these little, like, fellas to the left and right are. Like, I call them SpongeBob. They look like SpongeBob's dad. I don't know what they're supposed to be. Alright, so obviously, on Loop 6, which I believe this is, the dinosaur gets very, very fast. If you actually got to this, which no one has, it would be very impressive. You skip some treasures sometimes. Why is that? So basically, some of the treasures each have a like score amount to them. 200, 400, 600, and 1000. And so when I'm trying to go for max score, there are some screens that have multiples, and like they have a higher score. And if I get to that screen, and then I would skip like one of the 600s or 1000s. So I skipped like a 200 earlier, like right here. I skipped this 200 so that my score bonus aligns properly, and I could grab this 600 and 400, and this 400, and then grab this 600 and 1000 right here. And it makes that possible. I don't really have much else to say. This is just Bongo. Like, I'm just enjoying the scene. It gets pretty tight. No one's made it this far, obviously. The furthest I've gone is Loop 3, and I haven't gone there very often. Like, only like twice. The game is actually pretty difficult, if you're just playing it casually. My high score is like somewhere in the 300,000s. World record is like somewhere in the 600,000s. Obviously nowhere near this high. We're getting close to looping the score counter. They did not expect you to get this far. We do have a kill screen coming up. Alas, we're getting very near the end. Actually, I think there might be one more loop after this. I think this might actually only be Loop 5. I'll be honest, I lost count. That actually looked like it was the Loop 6 one. So this might be Loop 6. I'll be able to tell. I didn't count at all. Alright, so we loop the score counter, as you can see. The score counter does not break because of overflow. In fact, it is still counting up. It just does not have enough space. If you die here and then get a score of like, 100,000, it does not consider that a high score. So it does count. It does keep the number. Oh, that's a fast boy, isn't it? Okay, actually, so I know this is Loop 6, because I do something very particular at Loop 6. So, I have to do an entirely new treasure route here, simply because of how fast this dinosaur is you have to use the treasure in order to skip a few specific stages. So this is very carefully routed to pick up only the treasures we need and only the highest quality treasures in order to get to the end. Yep. Speedy boy, this dinosaur wants your blood. I can only imagine what Loop 8 would be like. This is Loop 6. You haven't seen Loop 7 yet. Loop 7 is magical. I'm sure if we find some way, Loop 8 is a definitive kill screen, because I'm pretty sure it would just spawn immediately, like, on you. You would not be able to get past it. Bongo's gotta hop very carefully. So these rooms are extremely tight. Like, frame perfect tight. I've done it, actually. Like, using an infinite lives cheat, of course. I have managed to get that going. The speedrun and the score run have a lot of frame perfect tricks, actually. In the double bird room, which I think might be coming up soon, or we might have skipped it. There's a double bird room, and there's a frame perfect trick on loop 1 in order to get in front of the bird. Usually you would need to wait for it, but there's a frame perfect trick to get in front of the bird, and hoo boy, getting that in speedruns it sucks. I do not actually attempt it. Yeah, this dinosaur is kind of warping reality around it, isn't it? So we need to wait in a very specific spot, otherwise the dinosaur warping reality, again, will kill us. If it touches you, you die, and its hitbox is kind of funky. So this is one that we have to skip. This is tool-assisted teasel. Oh god, I'd never be able to do this, holy moly. Alright, so here's the Loop 7 one. This is the classic. This is where I discovered how to jump over the dinosaur. And I am losing all of my lives now in order to intentionally jump as far to the right as I possibly can in order to get the highest score, because we will have to be dying soon eventually anyway because of the kill screen. So as soon as Bongo commits ritual jumping off of a platform, we can make our way downtown. And there we go. Are y'all ready for a fast boy? Are you all ready for a fast, very fast boy? I don't know if you're ready. Yeah, it would be extremely unlikely for any human to be able to make it to Loop 7. Technically possible. It is technically RTA viable. Only like a few, frame perfect tricks are required to get through here. Good fucking luck though. Look at the fast, very fast boy. He moves so fast, he basically already gets to the left. Oh my gosh, so fast. Alright, so you have to skip this one. You cannot make it to that right side to jump over the dinosaur fast enough. And here's the kill screen. GG. And that, friends, is Bongo. As far as I can tell, the highest score you can possibly get in Bongo is 1,252,050. There I am. Rub end. Lizstar. I hope you all enjoyed that. That's Bongo, one of my favorite arcade games of all time. He's definitely moving faster than you on that screen. If anyone, every time I showcase this game, I always ask, if anyone wants to, help out in the field of bongoology, you can ask me and I'll send you my TAS files, and I'll zip them up, and you can see if you can improve the TAS. You can see if you can get past that kill screen. No joke, I have a fucking... Okay, there's something really quick I need to tell. I forgot about this. I have a spreadsheet. If you die on specific frames of the game, it takes a certain amount of time between you spawning and being able to move, and the dinosaur spawning and being able to move. It is not the same time every time. So I did like maybe 100 permutations of that to try to find uh, when the best, like, the furthest between, like, okay, me being able to move and the dinosaur, because it's a very, very close one. Like, it's so close. So I'm like, okay, if I can find, like, a very, like, just enough, maybe, and I did, like, 100 permutations, and I have a fucking spreadsheet for it, and I couldn't find any kind of pattern to it. It just seemed to make no sense. So I couldn't, like, get any kind of pattern to try and find what the fastest one was, so I just had to guess. But unfortunately, I could find nothing to it. So if anyone wants to work on that, please do. I will send you my files so you can hit me up. That's me. That's the Liz block for today. Thank you for watching. I love you all, and I hope you enjoyed. Next up is Double Chan. So don't go nowheres. We'll be right back. Have a great one, friends. Mwah.